Today our topic is the Stoics' Guide to Managing Expectations. Life is full of surprises, and not all of them are pleasant. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and we feel disappointed, frustrated, or even angry. But what if I told you that there's a way to handle these situations with calm and wisdom? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. One of the big key lessons of Stoicism is how to manage our expectations. Expectations are the ideas we have about how things should be. When reality doesn't match our expectations, we suffer. But Stoics believe that suffering is not caused by the events themselves, but by our thoughts about those events. So, if we can change the way we think, we can reduce our suffering and find peace. The first step in managing expectations is to understand what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoics divide the world into two categories: things that are within our control and things that are not. Things within our control include our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. Things outside our control include the weather, other people's opinions, and the past. The problem is that we often focus too much on things we cannot control. We worry about what others think of us. We get upset when things don't go our way, and we spend too much time regretting the past. This is a waste of energy. Instead, we should focus on what we can control. We can't control the weather, but we can control how we react to it. We can't control other people's opinions, but we can control how we respond to them. By focusing on what we can control, we can reduce our stress and live more peacefully. Another important Stoic principle is to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. This means letting go of our expectations and accepting that life is unpredictable. The Stoics believed that the universe is rational and orderly, but it doesn't always follow our plans. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint us, and we will face challenges. This is not a reason to despair. It's a reason to prepare. When we accept that life is unpredictable, we can better handle the ups and downs. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. If we expect everything to go perfectly, we will be constantly disappointed. But if we accept that life is full of surprises, we can adapt and find solutions. One of the best ways to manage expectations is to practice negative visualization. This is a Stoic exercise where you imagine the worst-case scenario. For example, if you have a job interview, imagine that you don't get the job. If you're going on a trip, imagine that your flight gets canceled. This might sound pessimistic, but it's actually a powerful tool for reducing anxiety. By imagining the worst, you prepare yourself mentally for any outcome. If the worst happens, you're ready for it. If it doesn't happen, you feel relieved and grateful. Negative visualization helps you appreciate what you have and reduces the fear of losing it. It also helps you see that even the worst-case scenario is not the end of the world. You can survive and even thrive no matter what happens. Another Stoic practice is to focus on the present moment. Often, our expectations are based on the future. We imagine how things will be, and we get attached to those ideas. But the future is uncertain, and worrying about it only causes stress. The Stoics believe that the only moment we truly have is the present. The past is gone, and the future is not guaranteed. By focusing on the present, we can live more fully and reduce our anxiety. Instead of worrying about what might happen, we can focus on what we are doing right now. This doesn't mean we shouldn't plan for the future, but we should not be so attached to our plans that we lose sight of the present. The Stoics also teach us to be flexible and adaptable. Life is constantly changing, and we need to be able to adjust our expectations accordingly. If we are too rigid in our thinking, we will struggle when things don't go as planned. But if we are flexible, we can find new opportunities, even in difficult situations. For example, if you lose your job, it's natural to feel disappointed. But instead of dwelling on the loss, you can see it as an opportunity to explore new career paths or develop new skills. The Stoics believed that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. By being flexible, we can turn setbacks into stepping stones. Another important aspect of managing expectations is to practice gratitude. Often we focus on what we don't have and forget to appreciate what we do have. This leads to dissatisfaction and unhappiness. The Stoics believed that gratitude is the key to contentment. By focusing on the good things in our lives, we can shift our perspective and find joy in the present moment. For example, instead of complaining about the traffic, you can be grateful that you have a car. Instead of being upset about a small mistake, you can be grateful for all the things that went right. Gratitude helps us see the bigger picture and appreciate the blessings in our lives. Finally, the Stoics teach us to focus on our own character and actions, not on external outcomes. We often judge our success by external measures such as money, status, or achievements. But these things are not within our control. We can work hard and do our best, but we can't guarantee the results. What we can control is our own character. We can choose to be honest, kind, and resilient no matter what happens. The Stoics believed that true success is not about external achievements, but about living a virtuous life. When we focus on being the best version of ourselves, we find inner peace and fulfillment. In conclusion, managing expectations is a key part of living a Stoic life. By understanding what we can and cannot control, accepting reality as it is, practicing negative visualization, focusing on the present moment, being flexible, practicing gratitude, and focusing on our own character, we can reduce our suffering and find peace. Life will always have its challenges, but with the right mindset, we can face them with courage and wisdom. Remember, it's not what happens to us that matters, but how we respond. By managing our expectations, we can live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. So, the next time things don't go as planned, take a deep breath, focus on what you can control, and remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Life is unpredictable, but with the right attitude you can handle anything that comes your way.